Distinguished Graduate in Visual Arts for 2015. He's a member of numerous student organizations, so you may have heard his name already. He served as an officer for both the Honor Society Phi Theta Kappa as well as DELA. He also completed an internship, as if he wasn't busy enough, at the McNay Art Museum last fall through the Art History 2 course, giving him an opportunity to spend dedicated time studying McNay's own collection as well as that exhibition that came from the National Gallery of Art. This resulted in an in-depth study of the post-impressionist artist Paul Cezanne, and his paper today was one of the other results entitled Cezanne, the Father of Us All. Fred.
Thank you, Dr. Schafter. So, I first fell in love with the work of Paul Cezanne when I saw Houses on a Hill at the McNay Art Museum in San Antonio, Texas. This painting hangs in their permanent collection. There's a very interesting story about its acquisition, which is not pertinent to this discussion. So I have posted a link to their website. You can Google search Houses on a Hill McNay blog. However, in a nutshell, Marion Kugler McNay was approached with this painting in 1942. While instantly enamored with the painting, she refused to pay full price. Houses on a Hill was packed into a shipping crate and put on a train to Dallas. At 4 a.m., Mrs. McNay calls her art dealer, frantically telling him that she has changed her mind and she wants to buy the painting, that she will pay full asking price. By 6 a.m., arrangements had been made to have the painting removed from the train at Waco and placed on the first train returning to San Antonio. This historic acquisition of an unfinished masterpiece by Paul Cezanne very well put the McNay Art Museum on the map. Cezanne laid the foundations for a transition from the 19th century ideals of art into a radically new world of the 20th century, bridging the gap between Impressionism and Cubism. Both the Fauvist Henry Matisse, whose works emphasize painterly qualities and strong color over the representational or realistic values retained by Impressionism, and one of the fathers of Cubism, Picasso, are said to have called Cezanne the father of us all. Cezanne eliminated details and relied on basic forms. In a letter to his friend Emile Bernard, Cezanne is quoted as instructing him to treat nature by means of the cylinder, the sphere, and the cone. Cezanne attempted to capture a binocular vision as opposed to a straightforward monocular vision normally seen in works utilizing linear perspective, which appears accurate but is in fact an artificial construct of the brain trying to make sense of the images it is processing. Cezanne wasn't worried about truthful appearances, photographic or impressionistic. He sought structure behind the fleeting visual information the eyes absorb, as seen here in Mont Saint-Victor. This late example of Cezanne's work shows us his destination. He explores planes to create depth and colors to modify the direction of those lines. And here in his still lifes, Cezanne saw that nothing exists in isolation. Things have color and weight, and the color and mass of each thing affects the weight of everything around it. It was this tension between reality and illusion which makes such banal subjects so intriguing. This was the beginning of his departure from an impressionist color theory. Small touches of pure color, generally without sketches or outlines, hoping to capture the fleeting effects of nature as well as their current emotional states. This was painting en plein air. This literally translates to painting out of doors, but simply put, dude took his paints and went outside. But how did he get there? To this place of creating the illusion of depth and space through the use of carefully selected colors, understanding that cool colors recede and warm colors advance, and thusly the patches of juxtaposed contrasting colors could compose specific distinct objects. How did he get here? From his origins of abduction, murder, and even as late as 1880, rape. From the influence of Émile Zola and the old masters such as Theodore Géricault and Diego Velázquez. More importantly, perhaps, Cezanne's choice of brutal subject, realistic in theme, may have been inspired by Zola's novel, Therese Raquin, in which the heroine murders her husband. These paintings were exemplified by dramatic tonal contrast and thick layers of pigment applied vigorously with a palette knife. The English artist, writer, curator, and teacher Lawrence Gowing has said that this palette knife phase was not only the invention of modern expressionism, but the idea of art as emotional ejaculation made its first appearance. Abduction, a dark misery, is impressive, largely for its turgid force, held barely under control. His early works, his Dark series, are influenced by his lost love of Zola. They were cradle mates, fast friends, and unrequited lovers. Zola left Aix-en-Provence in 1858 and Cezanne was crushed. But soon Cezanne followed in 1862 to Paris under the influence of Zola. Cezanne traveled to that house on a hill, as it were, and the rest, as they say, is art history.